Hello and welcome to the Mojotone YouTube channel. Today we've got something very special. Our friend Brian is bringing an all-original 1962 Fender Stratocaster. Brian has been kind enough to let us play the guitar and take a look at it. We're also going to take a look under the pickguard to see if Nick, the head of our guitar department, can spec the pickups and create a set to replicate the wonderful tones of this vintage guitar. I think Brian's here now, so let's go catch up with him. Okay, we're here with Brian. We've got the all-original 1962 Fender Stratocaster that was owned by his father, Wayne. Brian, thanks so much for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here and let you share in the history of the guitar.
Do you remember when your father purchased it?
He bought it brand new, 1962, for like 280 bucks. He bought that guitar before he met my mother.
Wow.
Every chip in it, every little mark on it is just a piece of my dad. July 11th, 2024, he passed on, and I'm just trying to make his wishes come true. What he wanted was to make sure it went to somebody that enjoyed playing it as much as he did.
Absolutely, and keep having some music be made with it. Absolutely. You've kept a great part of musical history in great condition for all these years, and I think anybody can appreciate that. Some of the things that make these very desirable, number one being that this is one of the last few months that they did slab board fretboard. So the rosewood here is actually cut flat on a slab, and then it's radiused after the fact. And shortly after 63 and some point, maybe early 64, they stopped doing what they call clay dots in the fretboard. And they also changed some of the pickguard materials. So this is the end of a lot of the things that you see come on in 59, and by the end of 62, some of these things had already disappeared out of production. And the pickups are supposed to be some of the best sounding ones that Fender ever did. So I'd love to crank the amp up and listen to the guitar a little bit if you don't mind.
I would absolutely love to hear it again, because it's probably been a couple years since I heard it, so it'll probably be pretty emotional to hear it again.
Well, I'd love to play it.
I'd love for you to play it.
Now, you know, back then they had just a three-way switch on these for the pickups. So you can only do this one, or this one. But you can switch in between if you find it. That's in between. This is the neck. And then this is just the middle. It's snappy, man.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
That's the style my dad would play.
Yeah, that's a tone right there. That's the tone. I can't wait to get this to Nick and let him take a look under there. Brian, if everything goes well with Nick and we're able to get the specs off of these pickups, we would really be interested in making a limited run of pickups based on the tone of this guitar. And with that in mind, we would love to call them the Crandellcaster 62 pickup set.
Wow.
Would that be okay with you?
Amazing.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you, thank you. Obviously this guitar is all original. Do you ever remember your dad taking the picket off or looking at anything underneath?
No, sir. The only thing I can recall him doing to that guitar at all is changing the strings.
Really? Let's go take a look.
That sounds great.
This is the original set here. It looks like nothing's really been touched.
It's pretty pristine. It definitely looks like it's all originals, no kind of tampering. The solder connections all look original.
Switch is definitely original. Look at that spring. Right. Also, we gotta give a shout out to 1960s masking tape. There's some check marks on the pickup. Is that an A or a check? And then what is this?
Looks like some kind of signature.
Paula, maybe?
Paula, PA.
Before you get some measurements, let's get a date on these pots.
Okay.
But it's 304. That's the manufacturer code, and then we got a 6209. So definitely 1962. That's pretty cool.
Right.
And look, you got a .50 there, ceramic disc. Do you want to get some measurements on the pickups and get some info on them?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
If we're going to try recreating them, I'd like to get the output. I want to see how they're wound, and I want to get the magnet polarity. To see the way they were wound, we're going to see where the white and black wire lays, and so the black wire is on the left-hand side and the white wire is on the right-hand side. So if I'm looking at that on the machine, here's my bobbin, so it's telling me that the ground wire is on my left-hand side, so it's going to be counterclockwise. It's going to spin towards me. So I'm going to get the output of the pickup. That's the good starting point. 5.6.
Nice.
5.69. 5.83.
So typically how many winds would they be looking for on these when they were winding them at the factory?
Around 7,000, 8,000 turns typically.
Somewhere.
They have to get you around 5.6 to 5.7. Another thing that we're going to check is the magnet polarity. And so I've got this little magnet. This is south and north.
Right.
So this is a south coil, and they're all going to be south coil because they're not reverse wound, reverse polarity for the middle.
Man, that's clean too.
Got another signature right here.
Oh yeah. Look at that worm route. They went deep on that one.
Right.
Indexing holes. Man, the finish is clean under there though. And you see that they didn't do any of the red.
Right, because it's never been seen.
Nobody's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited to see what you come up with. You've got the output and you've got the polarity component-wise. What are you thinking?
We're gonna start off with using Alnico 5 rod magnets, and I'll do a slight hand beveled on them, just how they were. And then we'll also put some 42 gauge form wire, the yellow wire, the winding wire that they would use back in the day.
Wax pot?
Wax pot, I like wax potting.
I'm excited to try it out, man. When you get something together, let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're back, and Nick has been hard at work getting a set of pickups together for this project. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Mojotone Crandellcaster 62 Strat pickup set. Let's see how they sound. So after playing this set of pickups that Nick made, I think the Crandellcaster 62 Strat pickup set turned out awesome. He really captured the punch and articulation of the originals. But let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We had an incredible time making this video. We'd like to give a big shout out to Brian Crandell for bringing his father's original 1962 Stratocaster. We are going to do a limited run of the Crandellcaster 62 Strat pickups, and you can find out more information on them at mojotone.com. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep awesome content coming your way. And as always, we'll see you next time.